All right, here we go. In three, two, one. Hello, and welcome to Cast of Strong Style. I'm your host, Don Delarente, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Anwar Starwin. What's going on, Anwar?
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to another edition of Cast of Strong Style. Thank you for joining me.
It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to.
You can find the dope beats always on cspn.us. You can also listen to Cast of Strong Style through iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, and Spotify. So, since we last left the New Japan scene, we've had some comings, we've had some goings. One big going was Kenny Omega has announced that he is officially leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling and joining AEW. Wasn't a surprise to many, but it is a big blow and the end of an era when it comes to this part of New Japan. So, first and foremost, Kenny making the move to AEW. What are your thoughts on that? And then second, how does New Japan go about filling this hole? And were you with me? Anwar.
Hey, Brad. Good to see you, buddy. Come over.
Weird, like my phone just shut down.
All right, no problem. Give
I
it a
was like,
few.
"What the fuck?" I was like, "This has happened before, but it's been a while since this shit happened." So I was like, "Do me all."
Yeah, I was like, had a great intro, and then all of a sudden, it's like he's not even around. So I'll just scrap that one and we'll start a new one.
Okay,
All right.
please don't cut off. See phone.
All right, here we go. In three, I gotta bring the notes back up. Hold on. All right. In three, two, one. Hello, and welcome to Cast of Strong Style. I'm your host, Don Delarente, and I'm joined by my co host, Mr. Anwar Starwin. What's going on, Anwar?
Nothing much, Don. Hi, everybody. It's been a long time. I missed you. I'm glad we're back.
Yeah, I'm glad we're back as well, Anwar. You can find Cast of Strong Style on the CSPN network at www.cspn.us. So, Anwar, since the last time we talked, we had some departures from New Japan Pro Wrestling, most notably Kenny Omega. He finally made it official that he is joining AEW. So, your initial feelings on Kenny heading over to AEW.
It was a smart move. It was the best move for the situation. He didn't look like he was happy in New Japan. If you notice his body language and how he would talk about like things as far as like storylines and whatnot. If you just watch ever since he won that title, he's pretty much not been happy or whatever. At least from some of us looking at him. And this is the best move for him, and it's best for New Japan, so they could just move on with their own plans, and they can't be held hostage by the elite no more.
Yeah, so the only person who still will have a relationship with New Japan out of the elite is Marty Scurll, and that's because he's still under contract with ROH. So
yeah, yep. And once that's over, that's over. But within within Jericho's and like I believe in Kenny's contracts, they have clauses where they can't take matches in New Japan. So I mean, they're gone, but don't be surprised they show up at some point. But I don't expect to see Kenny no time soon because based on what I heard with his interview with Uncle Dave, he was he sounded real blown about. He felt like he got lowballed as far as offers or whatnot, comparing all the between WWE, AEW, and New Japan. So I guess he's kind of in his feelings. But hey, man, things happen. Everybody can't be Okada and Tanahashi in that company.
This is true. This is true. Another departure that took place was that of Kushida. He had his final match, a match that he requested and was granted against Tanahashi. This was a really good match. Of course, Tanahashi gets the win with the high fly flow. They got a really good near fall with the Back to the Future. Kushida hit that and, really close 2 count. But, good wrap-up match for Kushida. He's headed over to WWE, presumably 205 Live. So just your thoughts.
No! 205 Live!
So,
telling people, but, oh, God, no.
So
NXT or NXT UK police, not 205 Live.
So give us some analysis of what how you thought Kushida wrapped up his final match in New Japan.
Oh, it was a nice. It wasn't no blow away, just back and forth. You're on the same level as me, like match, but it was still awesome, and it was a nice swan song. And I kind of like the dirty stuff that they did at the end, where you thought you was going to get this great grand goodbye, and the Switchblade and Ghetto just did that crap at the end. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was really good. Jay White comes in from behind as Kushida and Tanahashi are about to have their little moment, and beats down Tanahashi and leads up into the title match that they're going to have coming up here that we're going to review later in the show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Anwar, we're going to move into the new beginning cards from Sapporo. They had 2 nights there. We're not going to really focus that much on what was underneath. We're going to focus on the things that drew the house. So the first match in Sapporo on night 1 that drew the house, Minoru Suzuki. He faced off against Sanada. There was an epic moment where Sanada put Suzuki in the Paradise Lock. And I don't think it was the best thing that could have happened for Sanada because Suzuki then proceeded to whoop his ass when he finally did break free.
Yeah. Why would you do that, Sanada? Like that's not a smart move. You shouldn't have done that.
Milano was he was thrilled about it though.
Of course he was thrilled about it because that's his move.
He was
trying to see people get hurt. That's what that is.
So Minoru Suzuki ends up getting the win as he does hit the Got Style pile driver on Sanada and gets the victory. So good singles match leading up into their big tag team title match that they're going to have that we're going to review a little bit later. The second half of the tag team title match faced off in a one-on-one match as well on the same card as Evil faced off against Zack Sabre Jr. So, Anwar, I know you know this. The history between Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil is that Zack Sabre Jr. is undefeated against Evil.
Yep. Every time, like Zach just has Evil number, and I was coming in this message like, oh, here we go again. Will Evil finally get over the hump? Will he pull the 49ers on the Cowboys?
Well, Evil did finally get over the hump. Zack Sabre Jr. got caught slipping, and Evil hit Everything Is Evil, and he got the pin and the win.
Yeah, I mean he was due. I like the little feud, little beef that pops off. They can milk that over
Right.
years.
Right. Our main event from night one in Sapporo, Bad Luck Fale and Jay White faced off against Tanahashi and Okada. That's basically the New Japan version of the Mega Powers right there. So Jay White, he used a chair on Tanahashi's knee. He softened it up and he made him submit to what they called at the time a modified figure four. But what we later learned it to be its proper name, the TTO, the Tanahashi tap out. Jay White, Bad Luck Fale, they get the win.
I enjoyed the main event. I mean, that's kind of wild that they had Tanahashi tap out in like one of the events that he tapped out last year to Suzuki at. So kind of like that's a nice little historic thing they did right there. Like, oh, this just happened like last year because he got tapped in a similar fashion, and then JBMJ takes the opportunity to create an entire move and just name it after Tanahashi tapped out. That is so petty, but just here to breathe with the switchblade.
Okada, he's back. The fans, they love him again. He took the pants off, went back to the short boys and the fur coat, man. And man, the people are just back on the train again, just like they were last year. So it was kind of cool to see them come out and tag team together. The people were just really insane for this match. So, and good effort by Bad Luck Fale too. He held his own. He kept up.
Yeah. It was. He was good. It was I believe it was the first time two Kiwis were like in the main event together. So that was historic too.
So we're gonna move on to night two in Sapporo. We had an IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match between the champions Bushi and Shingo versus El Desperado and Kanemaru. We get a bunch of great near falls late, including one where the referee was pulled out of the ring following a pumping bomber. But Bushi and Shingo, they hit Rebellion on Kanemaru to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Fun match. These four have really good chemistry. Bushi and Shingo have some really cool tag team moves that they've developed over the past couple of months that they've been tag teaming together. They're a lot of fun, and I think they're going to have the belts for quite a while.
The thing with that, him having the belt so long, that's going to get in there. That could get in like Shingo's past because unless Hiromu's coming back soon, that junior division, that junior singles division that used to be stacked with talent, it's not looking stacked with talent no more, brother. Just go back to like a couple years ago and see like 2017 and look at their roster. Even go back to last year and look at their roster. It's not the same. So they might be forced in a situation at some point to make Shingo be singles or whatever. Because I don't know, man. They're gonna probably need Desperado to do it big too. So But
long?
I did enjoy that match though.
How long do you see Shingo staying in the junior division? Period.
Is he even a junior though?
That's what I'm saying. He looks like he looks like he's outside of the weight class.
I'm gonna tell you, brother. I saw him. I was watching him wrestle at Champions Carnival last year, so he can hang. He ain't really no junior to me, but they want to say he's a junior. I played along. Like I mean, he should. To me, he should not be a junior by next year. At the earliest, I would love to see him not be a junior by G1 because they got some open slots with them elite dudes ain't around no more. So throwing Shingo in that mix would be fun.
All right. We move on to the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Title match. Evil and Sonata defended against Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. The champions hit Minoru Suzuki with the Magic Killer, and then Sonata follows up with a moonsault, and they get the pin on Minoru Suzuki, and the champs retain.
That watching that match, like seeing Suzuki be the one to take the fall, I was like, wow. But I'm also thinking that Suzuki probably was like, yeah, let me take the fall because we are over here building Zack. So I was like, it's pretty cool. That match was really really fun. It's kind of sad that to see them just like in that feud. But back to good old God versus Evil and Sonata again. Yeah, yay. Shit, man. I'd rather see no disrespect to God because I like them, but can we get KES back in the mix and stuff? I mean,
Yeah,
even Yujiro and Chase would be something fresh.
Yeah, I was about to say we're gonna have to have some freshening up of some lineups in some different divisions here.
Yeah, man.
Because of the reshuffling of the deck with some people, like you said, the departures and things like that, and guys that have been signed but haven't debuted yet. So
yeah, no Golden Lovers tag team, nope. Yeah, and part of the things like these shows, no Goto and Ishii, no Goto, no Ishii. I think no Nagata, so too, because they were all supposed to be overseas, but their visas got messed up and they didn't want to pull nobody. But you see, when you have your most talented people and they ain't in the building, you see it.
yeah, this whole 2 nights in Sapporo, the Young Lions match is actually really good. Ren Narita is going to be really good. Him and Shota are the two, and the guy that Ren Narita wrestles all the time.
I'm big on Yoshida and Yumina. I like Narita too, but I'm big on those two more.
Yeah, Yoshida. Yeah, he's really good. That finishing move that Ren does, that overhead German suplex into that really high arcing bridge.
They're just getting finisher moves now. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't having any because they're young lions. They limit what they can do.
Right. But that's a very pretty move.
Yeah, man.
All right, now it's time for the main event, night 2 in Sapporo. Naito is defending his IWGP Intercontinental Championship against Taichi. We get a good closing stretch, a lot of drama, some close near falls, but ultimately, Naito retains the title after he gets the pinfall after 2 Destinos. So Naito retains. Taichi's run at the top of the card looks like it's over. He's going to be relegated back to tag team status, 6-man status. So we had a revelation on the last show. You were coming around on Taichi and his efforts. I'm kind of afraid to hear your analysis on this one. But what were your thoughts on Taichi's effort against Naito in the biggest match that he's had in quite a while?
I'm gonna tell you who I blame. I don't really blame Taichi on this one. I blame the Booker. I blame him for doing this overbooked bullshit, and it just shows that they don't trust Taichi to have an actual really good match, even though Taichi had a couple good matches last year. So why
Yeah,
are you doing all this stupid nonsense? And story wise and character progression wise, it was strong and leaves Taichi in a better position. It's just I hated all the bullshit, the outside interference, it's just nonsense, man. I just and the chair shot to the head pissed me off because come on, dog, we doing this in 2019, even with the knowledge of CTE and all that. You doing chair shots to people's head? Like, nah, bro, stupid. Check your people. Even if you did a gimmick, even if you gimmick the chair, I don't like that shit right there. But even Naito said like he made some steps forward, but he still has more to go. And I guess that's the overarching story with like Taichi. He had, has to put that work in. So I like Taichi. It's just I wish the Booker man liked him more, but I mean, I want to see Taichi just do his thing without all the bullshit because I think he can do it. It's just you got to have the opportunity. And if the management don't believe in you, you only can do so much. Like they'll heat him up every once in a while to step in for like a match or whatever. Then do this nonsense and move him back down to multi-man to tags. And, I mean, if you tagging with Zach, I heard they were pretty good tag during tag league, so that's another possibility. But it's just frustrating. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna kill him. That's on the Booker. Nonsense.
all right. So that was the first two nights of the New Beginning cards in Sapporo. So now we're going to shift over to the big card, the New Beginning in Osaka. So our opening match, we have Jushin Thunder Liger, Tenzan Kojima. They go up against Minoru Suzuki, Taka Michinoku, and Izuka. They tease Izuka saving Tenzan from a chair shot, only for Izuka to hit Tenzan with the chair, and Suzuki Gun gets disqualified. So throughout this whole New Beginning run, Izuka is coming up on his last match. It's going to be February 21st. Yep. And if you know the history, Tenzan and Izuka used to be a tag team, and then Izuka turned on him. So Tenzan's been trying to appeal to his sensibilities and try to make up with him here before he retires. And so the whole tour, these matches they've been having against each other, he's been working on them. And it looked like in this match, it was finally going to happen. He's going to have some compassion. And nope.
He said, nope.
He hit him in the throat and head area with this chair.
Pull the chair on him and rip the shirt off. If you watch behind the scenes about it, like after the match, Tenzan was so salty, man. So salty. He was so salty. And he's like, I'm gonna try one more time. It's like he was just so mad. It's worth taking a look at on New Japan, like New Japan's like YouTube. Yeah, man, he was so mad. He was so salty. But I get why he was salty. He's like, you took this shirt that me and you to symbolize our friendship that both of us signed and you rip it. Oh, I'm so mad. He was so mad. And because Kojima was like right there, and he's like, and then it turns out it was apologizing to Kojima. And Kojima was like, okay, I get it. And then at the end, Kojima was like, I have an history with this situation as well, so it's coming up. And then it's at the end, And even that, like we were talking about the tag teams and whatnot, and then it's in the tag teams for like Evil and Sonata. You will basically put it out there like we want to see Tanahashi and Okada at some point. So keep that in the back of your mind.
Oh yeah, the Mega Powers of New Japan get the tag team
Dream
titles. That would
team,
be
dream
awesome.
team, dream team.
So two of the young lions we mentioned before, Yoshida and Shota, they faced off against the IWGP Tag Team Champions Evil and Sonata in a non-title match. Shota and Yoshida showed a ton of heart. They survived a lot, and they actually got in their fair amount of moves. But the champs eventually got the win after they hit the Magic Killer. So good showcase for Shota and Yoshida. And the story here was the champions may have been taking these two lightly, and they got more than they could handle. And are you still with me?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. All right. So what did you feel about this match? The non-title match.
That one I did not see.
Oh, okay. All right. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Shota, like I said, Shota and Yoshida, they got a lot of stuff in, more than you would have expected for this. Bushi, Shingo, and Naito, they faced off against Desperado, Taichi, and Kanemaru. Naito hit the Destino and Kanemaru for the win. After the match, Roppongi 3K, they attacked Bushi and Shingo, and then they took the titles, and then they indicated that they want a junior heavyweight tag team title shot.
So rude.
Yeah, Roppongi 3K having to resort to some heelish type tactics to get what they want.
Yeah, and the fans were not having that. They didn't appreciate that.
No, they did not.
And Shingo fried them. Like I said, like got to go back and watch those videos on the YouTube. Like Shingo called him lame and just he sunned them. It was funny. And the crowd was eating that crap up, man. I tell you, Shingo over, man.
The next match, Chase Owens and Yujiro faced off against Hamna and Hanare. Chase Owens got the win by hitting Hamna with the package pile driver. Not the best move to finish a guy who literally got paralyzed last year, but okay.
Yeah.
But okay, he was he walked away. He was okay. But sometimes you just look at these things like, I don't know, man. Hamna scares me every time he wrestles a match.
Man, it's kind of hard to watch him now.
Fans were surprised to see the arrival of Kota Ibushi.
Golden Star's back.
He had been out of action since Wrestle Kingdom with a concussion. A lot of people believed he'd be following Kenny to AEW. Instead, Ibushi announced that he has signed a 2-year deal with New Japan, and he plans to be a part of the New Japan Cup. So apparently the what did he call it? His quest for knowledge or whatever it was the reason why he wasn't signing with any particular company. I guess that's over with.
I think it's his school. He has a school, wrestling school. I
Right.
think it's a consortium or something.
Right. So now he is a 2-year deal with New Japan. So they at least have he's in-house. He's not just freelancing like he was before. So this is a really big deal for.
It was a very big deal and it made me really happy because I wanted to see Ibushi on his own again. And with him having that contract, like the last time he had a contract with them, they really took good care of him. And he's going to be more in the mix now than he was last year. I just was like, before we started recording, I saw something from Super J Cast, and they pointed out that Ibushi only had like 3 singles matches outside of tournaments in New Japan last year. And yeah, that's a giant waste, but the thinking is they wouldn't do that because he's not a signed guy, so they can only push him so far. But now that he's signed, it's going to be fun. I I would be shocked at some point with during this year that he's at least gets a run with the Intercontinental Championship at the least. I can see him getting the Intercontinental Championship for sure at some point during this year. I don't know how, I don't know when. I know Naito has his plans to hold both, and I mean that's a match would be fun because they always have great matches and scare the hell out of all of us with the stuff they do. But yeah, it's great to have Ibushi back, and the black hair dyes. It looks cool.
The Gorillas of Destiny, they faced off against Makabe and Yano. Yano, he brought out his usual antics, but Tama Tonga thwarted him with Jado's King and the Gorillas of Destiny as they get the win. And Tama Tonga is no longer the good guy. He finally snapped.
Yeah, he lost his mind. I think with him now, based on his Twitter profile, it's the good guy, bad guy. So it's not just the bad guy, I guess. That means the character's probably gonna have days where it's gonna be good, days where it's bad, or maybe even in between matches where it's good and bad. Some Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde crap going on.
Exactly.
As far as that match, it was okay. It's not something I would revisit, but it was okay.
Oh,
It was
no.
okay. It was more fun for like the crazy crap that Tama did, other than the match itself.
Right. He's definitely the entertainment value for Gorillas of Destiny right now since they're out of the title picture. Taiji Ishimori defended his IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against Taguchi. Taguchi fired up. He went into a flurry. It's easy for me to say. He kept going for the ankle lock, but Ishimori found ways to get out of it. The crowd, they bit hard on a Dodon that caused a great near fall. Ishimori escaped a second attempt at the Dodon, and he hit the Bloody Cross to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Now,
Hey man,
yeah,
when Taguchi needs to step up, he steps up. But it's hard for some of us who watch him messes around the whole damn year to take him seriously in these spots. But I mean, I know Taguchi from Apollo 55, so I know he has this in him. So it's always cool to see him like have these type of matches every once in a while to show that he can still do it. But there was one spot in the match that really killed me inside. It was a reference to Ishimori's past gimmick in dragging. I think it was Dragging Ed or something. I can't remember. But it was the Sailor Boys and like Taguchi was mocking him about his past gimmick. And then during the match, Ishimori was like, "Oh, you think you gonna sun me? You play me out?" And then he started doing the dance. The crowd popped like shit off that. Yeah, that was a great moment within the match itself. But yeah, I like how it was a good match. It was a really good match, and they're building up Ishimori beating former world IWGP Junior champions, partially because, like I said earlier, that roster singles wise in the junior division, it ain't really that hot right now. So got to do what you got to do. But him versus Liger should be fun at the anniversary show.
Yep. After the match, Ishimori, he challenged Jushin Thunder Liger. Liger, who was on the commentary desk, stood up and he accepted the challenge. So that should be a very fun match.
It should be, yeah.
Bad Luck Fale with the Bullet Club faced off against Okada. Following a ref bump, Yoshihashi came running out to make the save And yes, he did make it all the way to the ring without incident.
Yay!
Fale hit the grenade, but it wasn't enough to keep Okada down. Okada rallied, and he used a pair of rainmakers to get the pin and the win over Bad Luck Fale.
Rogue General has his best matches against Okada and Tanahashi, and I believe people said Nakamura in the past. So you get when he's in there with the really talented people, they can hide his flaws, and this was another example of that. He did enough, and it's a really cool match, and it was great to see Yoshihashi have the opportunity to do that again, but not get hurt and be successful, and that made me happy. And then him carrying like Okada in the back was great too. So that was a great touch too.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that match.
Yeah, I did too. And like you said, Bad Luck Fale has had probably his best, maybe 3 matches of his career against Okada. So they've definitely got fantastic chemistry between those two guys. Then that brings us to the main event of the evening. For the IWGP Heavyweight Championship title, we're going to have Tanahashi defending against Switchblade Jay White. Pissed off Tanahashi, he didn't break the clover leaf when White reached the ropes. Instead, he transitioned to a Styles Clash and got a great near fall. Tanahashi, he seemed on the verge of victory. However, Jay White caught Tanahashi out of the air during his high fly flow attempt. He hit the Blade Runner, and Jay White pins Tanahashi to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And Anwar, we are officially in the Switchblade era.
Yeah, we are in the era of the Switchblade, and I know a lot of people are mad about that. Well, you're just going to get over it because this is the direction of the company right now. So I'm sorry. I love Tanahashi too, but I mean, they just going with Jay. I mean, within this match, I really love the counters and how smartly like Jay would not allow Tanahashi to do certain moves on him and just totally force Tanahashi into doing other things that not. I mean, Tanahashi is a genius wrestler, so he could still do his thing and whatnot. But it was a smart match by Jay, and then he caught. And within those counters being a part of the match throughout it, it was fitting that he would catch Tanahashi and hit him with that Blade Runner to win, because it was counters throughout the whole match. So it's pretty cool. I'm not mad at Jay winning. I might be a minority on it. I like Jay. I think he's an entertaining heel character. He still has room to grow because he's still young. So be patient. I mean, I know people have their favorites and they want to see their favorites to hold the title or win it again. And that'll happen eventually. But when one person leaves and they're a big person, you have to fill a void. And they've been planning for this for the whole last year. So, I mean, during the whole tour, Jay was getting victories over Tanahashi. So, is it a fluke or is this just an inevitable result? I mean, it's all perspective. What did you think about the match?
I thought the match was great. I thought Jay White, in the last 2 high-profile matches he's had, he has stepped up and delivered. He's definitely grown into the spot. I know we said the same thing last time when we talked about his match at Wrestle Kingdom against Okada, just the growth and progression. And now the thing he's going to have to do, though, is keep this standard, you know? So when he wrestles against, let's just say it's Juice Robinson or whoever wins the New Japan Cup, he's going to have that same quality match as the champion that he had against Okada and Tanahashi to win the championship. He can't have a first defense that's a 2.5 star match. He's got to bring a 4-star match every time now because he's in that spot. And I think that he looks like he's going to be able to step up to the challenge he's stepped up and passed every test that's been thrown at him so far. So I don't see why he wouldn't step up and take this on and do well with this as well.
Yeah, man. He's like 25, 26. He's really young, so he can only get better in time. Just have a little patience, because I mean, people were angry. Well, Okada came in and beat Tanahashi when he was really young. So I'm not saying Jay's going to be Okada, but I'm saying he can be really special. Just have some patience with him. I mean, I, I'm not always the hot take person. I'm like, I want to see how things play out. And if after a certain amount of time and it's not turning out right, then you can just bitch and talk shit. But the sky is falling stuff, man. It was kind of like people were blowing me with the stuff they were posting. And it was getting close to the point where I was just going to like mute the name Jay White, because not because of Jay, but the people. Because the people, man, people will take all the fun out of stuff sometimes.
You know, that's the thing with wrestling fans, I think, that they have a hard time understanding about themselves is they're always clamoring, oh man, they need to make new stars. I'm tired of seeing this person in the main event versus that person in the main event. The same, 4 or 5 guys just trading around the spots. And then when whatever company decides to be bold and try to make a new star, this is the first thing that happens. Oh my gosh, this dude is terrible. He's not ready, too soon. But well, how are you ever going to make somebody if you don't, go out on a limb? You got to try it at some point, and this is the point where they try it.
Yeah, this is not no hot shot thing. They've been building Jay up for like not even just last year. They've been building him up since he was a young lion. From the information I've gotten, listening to other people have been keeping track of this over years. So don't be surprised. Maybe you weren't paying attention. Maybe you're a new fan and you just like, who's this Jay White guy? Because you weren't there watching him as a young lion, so you didn't see this coming. So, but the people that saw who put in the time are like legitimately New Japan fans and not just fans of a couple wrestlers that are from North America. So yeah, that was shade. But I mean, I just want to see how things flow out, and I mean, I'm trying to find out: Are they going to allow Naito to be in New Japan Cup? Because if he is, the potential of a Ibushi and Naito finale in New Japan Cup would be ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this is what I want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
In North America, they have this thing that we refer to as a transitional champion. Do you think that Jay White is going to be New Japan's version of a transitional champion? Or you think
just
he's
saw
gonna
Tanahashi be a transitional champion.
Yeah, true.
I
True.
don't think they're going to do that back to back. They don't. They don't turn over that title like that. That's a title that people usually get and hold it for a minute, maybe one or two defenses, even three, but they don't hopscotch that particular title at all. So shit, I do not see Jay losing that title to at least maybe the summer, maybe Dominion. I can see him if they feel like taking it off him temporarily for them. I wouldn't be surprised if he held it until maybe King of Pro Wrestling, like Power Struggle. I can see him holding it to like the fall, and then somebody catches him and takes it off him. I don't know. So we'll see, because the big match that New Japan has been holding on is like they save matches. They don't just give away the matches. So one of the matches they're saving is Okada versus Naito. So we'll see. Like, because supposedly they want to put that on the dome, but then supposedly they're doing 2 dome shows, so it's really weird.
Just some more miscellaneous news. Young Lion, or in this case now, former Young Lion, Kitamura, is no longer with the company. He suffered a bad leg injury riding a scooter, and so that has been the basis of a lot of debate between, did he violate his contract or whatever and so forth. But he is no longer with the company, and that's really a bummer because he was definitely a promising prospect. He had just a phenomenal build and was really coming along when he got to the point where he was headed towards his excursion. So quite
It's,
a loss for New Japan there.
I think what I heard is he got hurt, but his contract was up, and New Japan wanted to re-sign him, but they wanted him to like stay on injured reserve list until he can be medically cleared, and he was like, no. So it's not that New Japan didn't want him; it's just they wanted to be cautious with him. So and he just wants to wrestle. So hopefully he'll show up in All Japan or Big Japan or even Noah because it'd be cool to see him in one of the. I like him as a wrestler. He grew on me.
Yeah, he's definitely what the Young Lions are for. If you take the time to watch those matches, they start off rough, and you're like, I don't know about this guy. And then after about 3 months, and they keep doing it on these shows, start showing up every time. You're like, oh man, he's getting a lot better, a lot better, a lot better. And then you're like, oh wow, he's going to be really good.
Yep.
So, is there anything that you're looking forward to on the retirement or the anniversary show? Excuse me.
I gotta look at the card again, but of course Liger versus Ishimori were good. It'll be interesting if Osprey is wrestling versus somebody too, because he's been off for a minute since like 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 January. He's been gone, so like it was interesting to see if he's defending versus somebody at anniversary show.
I know that I don't know about the anniversary show, but I know for sure he's going to be on the Honor Rising cards,
Yeah,
which is like the
I think I
next,
saw him. I
which
think I
is
saw him some matches. Yes.
yeah, because the anniversary show is the 21st, and then the Honor Rising is the 22nd and 23rd and 24th. I think it's like 3 days in a row.
The anniversary show is in February.
As in, yeah, because that's in March. And that no,
Yeah, I was like,
the Ithaca retirement match is the 21st.
because I was like, that don't sound right. Because I know like usually anniversary shows in March.
Yeah, that's in March. I'm thinking about the Ithaca retirement show. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff going on in a short time frame, so it can be kind of confusing. Um, I looked at some of those on a rising card, and I was like, I don't know about some of these matches. I don't know.
The match that stood out to me is going to be Will Ospreay defending the never openweight title against Dalton Castle the first night.
Yeah, I've heard things about Dalton Castle not looking like his old self because of all those injuries. So,
Okay.
yikes.
I
Yikes
hope
on
that's
that
not
one.
the case because Dalton Castle is my guy. I really like him.
I like him too, but if you get hurt and don't take the time to get yourself right, this is what happens. This is the danger of constantly working through injuries, man. That stuff catches up with you. That's why I would tell you youngsters and young ladies, be careful about putting companies in front of your health because once you get hurt, man, it's hard to heal up. So sometimes you might have to take that. You might have to take an L, like fiscally, to protect your long term investment, which is yourself, your health, because that's all you got. We only got one life, so you know, do the best with
Words to live by from Anwar Starr.
it.
So,
The more
Anwar,
you know.
So, and all right, this time, man, any final thoughts before I let you have your shout outs and thank yous?
Nah, I mean, this was fun.
It's always fun talking to you about New Japan, man. I enjoy it every time. So, shout outs and thank yous.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Jupiter Julep, What Sleep, Madam Luzette, and shout out to you. Shout out to everybody else who interacts with me and makes things fun and not who are not blowers online. Because it's not fun to be a blower. And when I mean a blower, that's something in DC where we say you're just an energy, you're a person that just kills the energy. No, but that means we really don't want to be around you. So when you hear somebody from DMV say, "Man, Mo is a blower," that's what we're saying. That's exactly what we mean. Don't be a blower.
All right. I'd like to thank Anwar Starwind for joining me once again for another edition of Cast of Strong Style. Thank you to everybody who used the hashtag during the New Beginning events, the Road to New Beginning events. We appreciate it. Again, the hashtag is Cast of Strong Style to share your commentary with color on New Japan Pro Wrestling. Please head over to cspn.us. Support our sponsors to help keep our podcast free each and every week. Click on the banner at the top of the page. Do some shopping with those sponsors. Some of your purchase comes back to help keep all the podcasts free each and every week. Also, you can support over on our Patreon page by going over to patreon.com/CSPN Media. There's a bunch of podcasts over there, exclusive podcasts where we talk even more in depth about wrestling called The Dark Match. And there's a bunch of good videos from Know the Score. So there's a lot of good stuff up over there on our Patreon page that you can check out and also support the podcast that way as well. So for Anwar Starwind, I'm Don Delarente, and this has been Cast of Strong Style. Thank you, kind sir.
No problem.
I appreciate it. Enjoy your weekend.
Same.
And I'll look at my schedule and probably I'll try to get you again on the Thursday after that weekend of Honor Rising shows. If there's enough to pick out, that's good. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Same.
Thanks.